So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds? You gotta be the hardest workers in the room. And don't f the opportunity up. At some point, you gotta be tired of not being number one. You have to be, and you gotta play angry, and I play angry. Now, I'm cool and calm with my approach, and when I step out on my field, which is a set, or, you know, like, and you're always gonna have haters, and haters are like, well, God damn, man, how many movies are you gonna make, or how much are you gonna do? Like, you do a lot of I say, yes, it's my ambition. Of course, why not? I could do it, yeah. I love what I do. And not only that, but in what world do we not work every day? The prep is where the character's made. The key with me is just always finding what the anchor is. And an anchor is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day before anybody else and grounding my thought process is in the no one will outwork me. No one. All starts with this. 2 hands, putting it to work.
The gym for me and this physical activity for me is my anchor, and I always, you know, I would recommend that for all of you guys in the room is for us to find that anchor, whether it's hiking or biking or yoga or meditation or whatever it is. Because for me, the gym or just some sort of physical activity, it anchors my day, and then it allows me to go on and work for the rest of the day. So, it's way more than just physicality.
Yes.
It's way more than just picking up a weight. It's just, it is my balance, it's my anchor, it's my spiritual anchor, mental, because what it allows me to do, and we all need this because this treadmill of life, there's no stop button, so it's so crazy. It just allows me to block out the noise and clear my head, think about what I need to do or accomplish, or think about the things I need to accomplish without the influx of information and people trying to tug at me and pull at me.
Absolutely.
The thing that has worked for me is to remember the hard times. So before anything big that would happen, I would always take a moment and I'd just remind myself, all right, I was evicted when I was 14. We were kicked off the island. We couldn't live in Hawaii. Had no place to live. A lot of shit happened. Then when I moved to Nashville, I was arrested multiple times by the time I was 16 years old. Like, I remember that if I were playing on this team. But before I lace up, before I get on the court, before I play in these big games, before I go to the Staples Center, where history is there, those are historic walls there at the Staples Center. I would remember that, and it allows me then to be present in the moment and understand, holy shit, the stuff I have around me right now, this is the shit that I dreamed of when I was a kid. I had a piss poor senior year, 0 production, no NFL, no combine invite, nothing. Finally went to the CFL, Calgary Stampeders, making $250 a week Canadian. Now I had to send that home to my wife at that time. Had no money. So I remember that. When I got cut from Canada, I had $7 in my pocket. And I always tell that story. So now my production company is $7, advertising agency is $7, everything is $7. So I always remember that. What helps me is to keep the hard times in the front of my mind, because it allows me to go into these big moments that I've worked my ass off, and you guys have worked your ass off. It allows me to go into these big moments with a different perspective. What it also does for me, and again, this is what works for me. I keep my back is up against this mother. Every day, it's against this wall. But it's up against this because it's what I believe in. And when my back is against this, then there's nowhere to go but that way. And I gotta go that way. And I don't give a who is in front of me. They're not gonna stop me.
So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room.
The one thing that will never, ever, ever go away is you get your ass in that weight room and you put in the work. That's gonna happen when you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. That never goes away. You either say, I'm done, or this, whatever the is going on, it's temporary, and it made me up at some point down the road. But I'm not gonna let this opportunity go by without giving it my all. My dad, in his pickup truck, came down 4 o'clock in the morning, picked me up in Miami from Tampa. We lived in a little apartment in Tampa. He drove down in his little pickup truck to Miami to get me when I was cut from the CFL. I was driving up I-75. I-75 is like, especially down in Florida, Alligator Alley. I'll never forget it. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I leave home. I'm ready to tackle the world, to get after it, achieve my dreams and goals. I had to commit. You commit to something, commit to the goal. They said, what do you want to accomplish? I said, I want to accomplish the world. I want the world I want to do it bigger and better. And I still had these, still put in the hard work with my two hands, and that's it. There's nothing you can't accomplish.